Alright, what's going on 2A family? Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite platforms, this 12 gauge shotgun. In particular, we're going to talk about a couple of myths about the 12 gauge that a lot of people just think if you have a shotgun, there are just certain things that are going to happen. So let's get into it. Let's talk about a couple of myths of the 12 gauge shotgun. Alright, so one of the first myths is you do not have to aim your shotgun. You just point and shoot and the threat is gone. I was about to curse. No. Let's say you just, we're assuming you're using buckshot. The pellets come out and you're just pointing and shooting at a target. But let's say you just get like 4 shots and the 4 pellets hit him in the shoulder or something. You get a couple of shots here and there. Now you are defeating the purpose of having the buckshot in your gun. So if you just hit him with a couple of pellets, that's not gonna stop somebody. It may slow him down a little, but it's not gonna stop somebody. But think about a full blast of a shotgun, the full shotgun blast hitting him dead center. Yeah, that's gonna put him down. But just pointing and shooting and then you got pellets spraying everywhere, that's not gonna help you at all. So yeah, you do need to learn how to aim your shotgun at what you're shooting at. Don't just point and shoot and just hope that if you got buckshot, if you got a slug in there and you just point and shoot, you can just miss entirely. So yeah, pointing and shooting is not going to work. Good buckshot to have a good shot pattern, about I think it's like 1 inch a yard. So you can lose effectiveness with that, and if close quarters it could be close, but going out the distance you could be missing your target entirely or having no effect at all. Remember that buckshot are just small BBs, but at a close distance coming out of a shotgun, they can be very, very effective if you're aiming at your target. Now at distance, 20-25 yards, your buckshot is not really going to be effective at all at stopping a threat or somebody that's trying to, at 25 yards, them BBs hitting you just not going to be effective at close range. Close range, they could be crippling. Okay, but at distance so shotguns are better equipped at short range, especially with buckshot. A slug, you may be able to do better at a slug, but you better be aiming, because if you just pointing and shooting a slug and that thing miss, you screwed. Alright, so the truth is you need to aim and remember, especially if you're using buckshot, it's going to be most effective at 15 yards and in. So 15 yards and out, not as effective. So you need to aim. You may have to shoot a couple of times if it's more than 15 yards, but close range, you need to aim. So just remember, aim your shotgun. All right. So we're back and we're going to discuss myth number 2, and that is that anybody can use a shotgun. Man, I guess it's kind of like shotguns are a simple weapon, so anybody can use it, and there's some truth to it, but yeah, don't go for that. Alright, so the shotgun is a pretty simple weapon system, but using it in self-defense can be complicated. It really can. First off, remember that the 12 gauge has it has heavy recoil. It's gonna, when you shoot it, yeah, you gonna buck. So if you pointing it, you better be aiming at your target and hitting, cause you might not be able to get as many shots off. It is uncomfortable. Secondly, it's not always easy. Let's say if you get to the point where you have to reload, it's not as easy to reload, cause you're reloading one at a time. And plus, it has limited capacity. So I mean, most of them, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots. I probably wouldn't get a self-defense on 4 shots, but 5 to 7, that's not a lot. So you need to make sure that you know how to shoot this thing, aim this thing, hit your target to make it easier. Don't just think that anybody can just pick it up and shoot it. That is not the case. And also, if you have it in your house, if you move around with a handgun, you can get your handgun and just kind of move around pretty good shotgun, especially a full-size one, it's not as easy to be kind of maneuvering around the house with this shotgun. So if you are going to use a shotgun for self-defense, I would recommend getting plenty of training to make sure that you can use this thing effectively. Kind of like a revolver, simple to use, but in stress it can get kind of difficult. You have to make sure that every time you shoot, you need to pump it fully. If you should just shoot it and pump and don't pump it all the way and just kind of come back, that round might not load, it'll pop out. So you got to make sure you get that straight. If you are in a gun battle and you run out of ammo, you need to know how to make sure you have extra cartridges quickly, and you need to be able to reload them quickly. If you done shot 5 to 7 shots of a buckshot at the threat and the threat is still coming and you got to reload, that may be problematic. All right, get training. All right, so in my opinion, elderly, novice shooters, real, frail people, I wouldn't recommend the 12 gauge for home defense for them. But if you do, I just recommend getting training with it. Just don't go thinking, okay, I got a shotgun, I'll just use that. A lot of times in these gun stores, they'll try to sell first-time gun owners revolvers and shotguns. Don't always buy what they're selling. The revolvers and shotgun may not be the best for you. All right, so just check and see if it is. All right, so now let's talk about the third myth. We're gonna talk about dealing with shotgun, and that is, if you just rack the slide, the criminal's gonna run and leave. Okay, all right, check it out. Did that scare you? Probably not, huh? Yeah, might not work the same way in a home invasion either. All right, so in my opinion, out of all the shotgun myths, this one here is probably the worst. Because do realize, criminals aren't like the rest of us, all right? Most of the time, if somebody breaking in your house having a gun pointed at them, it may not be the first time. All right, so they may not run and hide because you made a sound with your shotgun. You could have just told them exactly where you at, and they'll just keep coming. So don't think that if you rack the slide on your shotgun, you better be ready to use it. All right, don't think you're just gonna rack it and then they just gonna run. You're just gonna put the gun back down and go back to bed. Not gonna happen. All right, so are there people that will run? Of course there are. But those are the same people that'll run if you turn on the light or make a loud noise. They're just gonna go. The hardcore criminals, man, they may not give a damn. They got their own gun. All right, so like I said, if you just sit there and gave away your position and you rack that shotgun, you're not gonna shoot it, then they're coming for you. All right, so yeah, do not think that just that's gonna scare them off. It may not. It may, but it may not. All right, so just realize that if you rack that, and the bad guy doesn't run away, you created a fight or flight situation. What are you gonna do now? Because if your only defense was to just rack and they were gonna run, you're in trouble. So now you got to be prepared. You rack the shotgun. The criminal, from the sound, knows where you are. Do you know where they are? Are you ready? So that's why I said, if you're going to use a shotgun for home defense as your home defense gun, take some training and be prepared and be ready. All right. All right, so we're back and we're gonna talk about this last myth about shotgun, and it's that you can just fire around in the air and the criminals will run away. All right, that one came from Uncle Joe. Don't listen to Uncle Joe. All right, if you think Joe Biden knows anything about shotgun and shotgun usage, you are sorely mistaken. If you think he knows anything about how shotguns work other than gun control he wants to get rid of, yeah. Don't go there. You think Joe Biden understands the law of what will happen if, well, that's quite honestly, if you just shoot a couple of rounds off, you just brandish your firearm, fire warning shots for absolutely no reason. We just did a video on warning shots. Not good. So criminal breaks in, you just fire a couple of warning shots in there, they're going away. you may go to jail, especially if you're in a blue state, blue city, blue county. You may go to jail for just firing off a couple rounds in the air. So don't just fire a gun haphazardly to scare them away. You always, if you're gonna shoot your gun, you shooting to end the threat. All right. If you shoot that gun up in the air, you don't know where those bullets are gonna go. Aim at your target and you keep firing until the threat has stopped. All right. Don't listen to Uncle Joe and just shoot a couple rounds in the air with your shotgun and think the problem's going away. All right. All right, guys. So let's wrap it up talking about the myths. Okay, so you don't have to aim a shotgun. You do. You do need to aim your shotgun at what you're shooting. Specifically, if it's 15 yards and out, you better be getting hits on target. All right, so aim your shotgun at whatever you are shooting it at. Aim. Don't just point and shoot and you got pellets going everywhere. Aim it, shoot it. All right. The whole thing that anybody can use a shotgun. Don't just think you can just pick up a shotgun and just automatically you just ready to go. Get some training, learn this thing, learn the operations, learn how to do it. It's different. It's different from any other shooting platform. So just if you get one, please take the time to learn, get some training, and learn how to use it. All right. And please, 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 please do not think that racking the slide is going to that may scare away me. But it may not scare away a real criminal, okay? All right, if I hear it, I'm running like a little schoolgirl down the other way. But yeah, that may or may not work. So if you're gonna rack that slide, we did a video about cruiser ready. You're gonna rack the slide and load that round. Be prepared to shoot it, all right? And please, please, please don't listen to Uncle Joe and be out here shooting off rounds in the air to try to scare them away. Shoot to stop the threat. You're responsible for every round that comes out of your gun. So you don't want to shoot it haphazardly. If you're going to pull that trigger, have a purpose. All right. So if there's a threat, we're not going to rack the slide to scare off the threat. We're not going to point anywhere to scare off the threat. All right. We're not going to shoot in the air to scare off the threat. If there's a threat coming, we're going to point our gun at the threat, aim, and fire until the threat stops. All right, that's it. That's how it goes. All right. You guys got any questions about these 4 shotgun myths? Hit me up in the comments below. Until then, you guys stay safe, shoot straight, keep training. Don't listen to Uncle Joe. We'll talk to you later. Peace out. If you're a believer in the Second Amendment, please help us spread our message and defeat these social media anti-gun algorithms. We are a small channel, but you can help our voice be heard by leaving a comment, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, or even hitting the bell button to make sure you're notified when we push a video out. We're here to speak for you and make sure that your voice is heard and that your rights are not infringed. You can also help us support the channel. There's the link below where you can go buy fitting and tactical gear, pick you up a hat, a shirt, whatever to just kind of help support the channel going forward. So until next time, stay safe, shoot straight, keep training, and carry a gun daily to keep you and your family safe. We'll talk to you guys next time.